the City of Santa Maria Recreation and Parks Department with a quick guitar lesson, a blues guitar lesson. If you liked what you heard, that's the blues, okay? It's a American style of folk music that prizes improvisation and very simple chord structure. So it's a great thing to get started if you want to play music and improvise and kind of play some just fun stuff to play, okay? So I'm going to teach you a couple things here. What's called a basic shuffle pattern. It uses what you might have heard of power chords on the guitar. And also what we call the blues box, which is a simpler way of saying the fancy thing, a minor pentatonic scale. Ooh, scary. Now, let's start with the shuffle pattern. It's going to use what's called a fifth. This is what we're talking about when we talk about a power chord. So a fifth is just an interval. It's 2 notes, and you can hear it sounds like this. You can play it back and forth. You can play it all at the same time. You might recognize it as the first notes of the Star Wars theme. This is called a fifth. Now, when you play a fifth, we're going to play a fifth starting on with the open E string. So if you look here, I'll show you. We start with the open E string, and then the fifth is this note up above. This is B, the second fret of the A string. And we're going to play with our pointer finger for now. If you know a full E chord, you can see that's the first part of the full E chord is that fifth. Now we're going to play it here with our pointer finger because we want to play it like this, just the first 2 strings. I'm just picking the first 2 strings, the open E and the A, nothing else. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna add the ring finger on the 4th fret, and we're gonna alternate like this. It's called a shuffle because you can kind of hear the rhythm. It's 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1 and a 2 and a 3. Just kind of like you're shuffling your feet as you go along. Now, we're going to take this pattern and we're going to move it over a string starting on the A string and using the 2nd fret of the D. We're no longer playing this low E string. We're playing the open A, 2nd fret of the D. But notice it's the same things. 2nd fret, 4th fret, 2nd fret, 4th. Move it back to E like this. Back to A. Back to E. So notice I'm moving to the next pattern when my ring finger's up here on the 4th fret. I get the pointer finger ready to move over. See that? Not super complicated. So, moving between those 2 shuffle patterns, you can have a solid foundation for a blues. You can improvise over it. You can either have a friend play this, or you can maybe record that on your phone and try to play some melodies over it. Now, this is where we get to the minor pentatonic scale. That's a fancy way, a very complicated way of saying pentatonic 5. It's a 5-note scale. That's all it is, okay? So we take the minor scale, and then we just reduce it down to 5 notes. Now that makes it easy on the guitar because every time we're just going to play 2 notes on each string. And we call it the blues box because of the pattern it makes on the guitar and because it works with the blues, obviously. So the one side of the pattern is all of the open strings. So we see that as the flat side of the box. We're literally going to play every string open, and then we're going to play each string fretted once, okay? And that's the part of the side of the box that changes a little bit. So it starts with the open E, the low E, then the 3rd fret, then always the next string, open A. Now it's the 2nd fret. We're going to use our middle finger, and all of these inside notes pretty much are 2nd fret, open, 2nd fret, open, 2nd fret. The B, the second to last string, you're going to play on the 3rd fret after the open string, and then you're up to the last E. You start on E, you end on E, right? You can also, just like down here we had the 3rd fret, you can add that to the last one. So again, the blues box is open third, open second, open second, open second, open third, right? And generally speaking, we use the ring finger on the 3rd fret and the middle finger on the 2nd fret. So here's a closer look at that. So again, open E, 3rd fret E, open A, 2nd fret A, open D, 2nd fret D, open G, 2nd fret G, open B, 3rd fret B, open E. Don't forget the 3rd fret there. Look at what you can do with just these last 2 strings, open and 3rd fret. That was all with just those 2 strings, the last 2 strings, okay? So imagine what you could do with... That is just from practicing going up and down the blues box, this minor pentatonic pattern. And we use these notes to improvise. You could use 2. Use 3. You could use 4 of the notes. Right? You know, and then when you add this with the shuffle pattern I gave you. There's the A. Back to the E. So there you go. So that is a basic blues pattern, the shuffle pattern, and that's using an E shuffle and an A shuffle. And you know what? All you need for the blues is one more chord. I'm going to show it to you really quick. It's the B power chord, okay? And if you look here, it's going to start with our pointer finger on the 2nd fret of the A string and our ring finger up here on the 4th fret of the D string. So now we're no longer, like with the A, playing a power chord with an open string. We're fretting both of them. This is the B. It's two frets above the A power chord. So you're going to play it like this. If you can really stretch, you can play the shuffle with your pinky, but most beginners can't do that. Start with the power chord, then go to the A pattern, and then back to the E, to the B. So that's a basic 12-bar blues pattern. We can go deeper into that in the future. You can look up what's a 12-bar blues. But really quick, you use these 3 chords. Okay? This is the shuffle pattern on these chords. To the A, back to E, to the B, to A, to E. Then you do B one more time, and the pattern starts over. Thanks for watching, everybody. This has been Joe Payne with the City of Santa Maria Recreation and Parks Department. Teach you how to play some blues on the guitar. So, have fun, practice, and stay safe. Thanks for watching.